Remember when the NFL dogged Colin Kaepernick and blackballed him, and you all said, we're going to show you NFL, we're going to buy all of Kaepernick's jerseys, and then you made the NFL more money, right? It's sort of the same thing here. I keep hearing people say, Shedeur got done wrong, man. He should go in there and show him. Why? Why? At a certain point, if we're going to challenge white dominance, right? If we're going to challenge this notion that we don't control any industry, we control no meaningful institutions, we have to stop investing in them. If someone has spit in your face 1,000,000 times and all you can do is go back and hand them more money, that says more about you than them. At a certain point, we have to sit down and say, okay, Shedeur, let's just take him as an individual. He's got money. He has a platform. Does he need to go and abuse his body for the next 15 years so that he can't walk later at a salary that he can make way more than right now today to prove a point? Why would he continue to invest in a platform that has shown him you are not welcome here for whatever the reasons? Even if you want to take race out of it, right? Just say they just don't like you. Okay, fine. So why am I pressed to go there? But apply this bigger. Apply it globally. Why do we continue as a form of protest to continue investing and giving more to institutions that we think are oppressive or at least dismissive of black people? It makes no sense. So the late Amos Wilson talked about how at that time he said that white folks were about 10% of the global population and come from places that have no meaningful natural resources. For that 10% to dominate the other 90%, the other 90% have to be out of their mind. That is it is a necessary condition to make this work. And so it is here. We have to be out of our minds if we think the appropriate response is to buy more jerseys. We have to be out of our minds if we think the appropriate response is to go in at a 5th round pick salary, which is less than he's making now, risk permanent injury, brain damage, and everything else to prove a point to white people. You have to be out of your mind. So if we're going to control industries, if we're going to control resources, you have to start thinking differently and say, okay, do not invest in this, invest in something else. Build something else. And maybe it doesn't look the same, right? Because the reflexive attitude is, hey, let's just start our own league. Okay, well, maybe you don't have the capital to do that. Maybe it doesn't make sense. But what can you do that you can actually control, build, scale, monetize, and own, and control, and employ a bunch of other people, and create other pathways? And so you see what, Ice Cube, right, with the big three. That's an avenue, okay? Maybe you don't create a new league. Maybe he just creates content. Maybe whatever it might be, what can you control that you can begin to build and scale independently? Because it doesn't make any sense to continue investing in institutions and systems that have been very explicitly clear, you are not welcome. So if we're going to challenge that domination, we have to just do something different. Like, it makes no sense. So no, Shedeur, don't go show them. I'm not even this huge rah-rah Shedeur fan, but I'm just saying, logically, it makes no sense. Buying more jerseys, enriching the people that you say are so terrible to you, that is a reflection on you and not them.